Hey everyone, I hope and trust that you are doing well. Wanted to do a quick video about the Kenya Moore update and also talk about business. Not saying that she hasn't handled her business, but that's one thing we got to be up on. So the landlord has reportedly filed a complaint and has released more details. In the complaint, he addresses the issue about the TIA, the tenant improvement allowance. And I'm going to say this is the one thing that bothers me, okay? It really does bother me. You can have the money but you may not have all the knowledge. That is why people that have money, you know what they do? They're not afraid to use their money to pay somebody for expertise. Speaking in general, and I say this with love, a lot of times some people they want, not saying Kenya, but some people in general, oh my gosh, they want everything for free, 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 free. You can say, hey, maybe get with a consultant to, oh, that's going to cost you money. I want free, 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 free. And especially if the free, free, free looks like somebody like me. So the landlord filed a complaint, amended complaint, aka lawsuit, and allegedly he's addressed that issue the landlord has, saying that the TIA, the tenant improvement allowance, Kenya said that she's owed $79,000. So that appears to be, from what I've gathered, her leverage as to why she has not paid the rent. I believe it's $4,000 a month for the salon. Now, when she bought the salon, when she rented that building, it was nothing. The build out, she did that perfectly. She did it beautifully. But again, we have got to handle business. We got to be on top of our game. And so the landlord is saying, hey, based on information provided, that the reason that the TIA has not been paid to her, the 79,000, which could, I understand, offset the rent, is that guess what? She had 180 days, 180 days to submit the paperwork. And they're saying that she didn't. Read the fine print. They're saying that she did not remit the paperwork. That's why they did not pay the $79,000, the TIA funds. And obviously, the 180 days is already passed. So it's like things like that. I was telling a friend of mine, got to be on top of things. We can't be sitting up here. No one's perfect. I get it and know everything. That's why when you're spending that kind of money, I thought about it. If she could have, did your lawyer not tell you, if you don't have time, you got so much going on and being a mom, TV reality, you got the hair care, you got the salon, did a commercial. There's no way you're going to convince me that she couldn't have paid somebody maybe less than $1,000 or something to just read the contract and go over the finite details with her. Because then, with a consultant or someone, they could have read it and said, okay, just here's some points, make sure to do this, or after, what's next on the to-do list? And what are the contingencies? So let's say if someone was willing to do that for $1,000, $1,200. What the heck is $1,000 or $1,200 compared to $79,000? There's no comparison. So it's little things like that sometimes get us trapped up. Again, she'll spend, I'm sure she got a pair of shoes in her closet that cost more than $1,000. Definitely the handbags. So it's little things like that. You can be beautiful and talented. This is how we can lose wealth. Why? Information, the lack thereof. Information or the lack thereof. We have got to handle the business, the business. Even just the small details you may think is nothing. That right there, the TIA, was that not fully written, explained, disclosed that she had 180 days? I'm willing to bet you in a contract it probably was. So it's leading me to believe that it's possible that maybe she or somebody in her account must have overlooked that. There should have been a calendar, a diary date, or something. Okay, let's get these receipts over as a reminder. Then they're saying that she was in violation, again, all allegedly, of the lease because she was also using it to conduct other business, like her podcast, and also using it appears like some type of boutique to sell clothing. People want to buy from a celebrity. That was in violation of the lease. Then they're saying that basically there was no upside because according to what's been reported, they're saying that she has not paid the utility bills and that they've been paying them. So it sounds like breach of contract, conducting other business on site, subleasing, obviously not paying the rent, not paying the utilities, and not submitting the paperwork. And the proof is done. If you've seen the show, you can see she has made it a very beautiful upscale salon. She really has a beautiful upscale salon. However, even though you can see the improvements there, you stop and think about it. Well, if she did not submit the paperwork, life is business. We can't use reality shows and hey, listen, well, here's my recording. You see the work is done, but it's the business details, an infinitesimal issue that you might think is very small and all that can just wait. No, 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 no. That could be the major issue. That could be the major issue. And I thought about it. So if what they're saying is true, the landlord, and again, I'm quite sure it's in their contract because people handle business, they know business. It's one thing we have got to do. You got to get people on your team. When you're signing contracts, it's a whole lot of reading. Get a second pair of eyes on it. People do it all the time. So one small thing, the fact that she did not send the receipts, and obviously she's got the receipts because again, it was just bare from when I saw it on the reality show. And then she put in this beautiful, beautiful upscale salon. And to think that she would miss out on $79,000 all because what? The paperwork wasn't submitted. That right there to me is heartbreaking. And that's what happens a lot. Again, we got to handle up on business. Don't be afraid. It takes money to make money. And you know what? It also takes money to keep money. So if this right here, what they have filed against her, it is sad. I would say at this point, oh boy, I hope they don't come after her financial assets because then if she loses it, if what they're saying is true, it doesn't look good. I hope and pray they don't attach her home as a personal asset. Is anything in a trust? Because then that means she could lose the $300,000 that she invested, which I believe she said was Brooklyn's college money, the $300,000 invested, and then have to pay the attorney's fees, have to pay the arrears in rent, have to pay the arrears in the utility bills, and won't get her TIA, the $79,000 back, all because of what? They're saying some paperwork was not remitted within the allotted time, which was reportedly 180 days. So she could lose everything. Could lose everything. And then she's already lost money, I would imagine, because of the show. Look, they're paying Portia's making what millions of dollars, I believe, between Bravo and a deal with NBC Universal, is my understanding. And Drusadora, congratulations, Drusadora. Why? Because I believe she's going to be making $1.5 million, $1.5 million for one season. She began the show, I understand, in 2020, making $300,000 per season. It is 2025, and she's reportedly booked a deal where she'll be making $1.5 million a season. And I am so happy for her. I wish her music would have taken off better than what it did, but it could be about marketing, promoting, I'm so very, very happy for her, but I think it's well deserved. And I thought about it. Kenya has been kicked off that platform all because she chose to show a very inappropriate, I think an appropriate photo of another cast member to bring somebody down. And then it is what it is. And while doing so, she brought herself down. Being the mean girl didn't pay off. Being the mean girl, it did not. Being the mean, glamorous, beautiful girl, it didn't pay off. You have to separate your emotional from business. And now the report's saying, hey, People say there's not much business being done. Well, when it's like this here, who wants to be caught in the middle of a perm and they might come and shut it down? You just don't know. But yeah, so this here, we gotta handle business. We gotta level up. Sometimes you have to pay somebody for expertise. Again, rich people do it all the time. Oh, I don't want to. And sometimes we're into, I don't want to spend any money on that, not knowing that might be your saving grace. So what they're saying is true. It's sad to think, knowing that she did that build out. I mean, the place looked bare. Put in a whole second floor. You got to be kidding me. If she did all of that and then to lose, what if there was a judgment? So the TIA, that appeared to be her leverage from what I saw her reporting, saying, hey, I didn't get my TIA money. They're saying, hey, it wasn't remitted because the paperwork was not submitted in the allotted time, 180 days. And that obviously has passed. I think she's been in that salon for about a year. Or it will be a year, I believe, in December. So we got to handle business. You got to have people on your team. Sometimes you have to, like I said, it takes money to make money, but it also takes money to keep money. You understand? It takes money to keep money. It takes money to get your money back. Who did not read the contract? Might have to twirl on up out of there. Did she twirl up with her beautiful stuff and read the contract? Did you pay somebody who knows how to handle contracts to go over all these specifics? Who's the manager of the business? You didn't read the contract to see what the contingencies are? Somebody fell asleep at the wheel of her umpire. So this happens a whole lot, and it's sad to see. It's just now, and I've seen this before on just a regular person's level, where they're, oh, I don't want to pay anybody. No, I can do. I don't want to. I can do it myself. I'll get to it later, and then do it myself. Get to it later. It never happens. It never happens. Do it myself. I'm gonna get to it later. It never happens, and then what happens? A situation like this: grand opening, grand closing, and that is the part that is very, very, very sad. It's very sad. Anyway, let me know what you all think about this here. That was so sad to read that report, and it just doesn't look good for Kenya. Maybe now just might be a good time to just bow out. Just leave. Maybe now was a good time to just leave. So we'll see what happens. Again, it just does not look well for Miss Moore. And it just it kind of spells a financial disaster, grand opening, grand closing, and it's very sad. But a lesson to be learned. When I heard about that, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Who was asleep at the wheel? All this glam and makeup. She could have spent some of that money in reading that contract. Not day 15, day 1, day 2. Read the contract. All the contingencies should have been highlighted in an Excel spreadsheet on your to-do list. Who is the manager? We got money for glam, but again, do we really understand business? So thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out.